Greetings, travelers. This is Mid-Nite at the Drive-Thru, and welcome back to Satisfactory, where at the moment I'm just playing a little bit of Productive Packer Deluxe. Because, well, there's just nothing like trying to be more efficient, right? I don't know how effective I'm going to be at accomplishing that at this particular moment, but I'll give it a shot, sure. Oh, that was good. We have... Oh. That's going to have to do for that one. Let's see. Yes. Yes. Running out of things in which I can be efficient. Yes, yes, I hear you. It's going to be a problem for me, aren't you? Well, at least I got 2 stars. Yeah, so, yeah. I've been muted by CSS for 1,000 years. Oh dear. So, yes, we are back at the base. And now, I did say last time that it was my intention, upon finishing what I was working on before to complete some research, particularly in the Fixmas holiday event, because I wanted the Christmas lights that are the replacement for the regular power leads that go from pole to building, etc. So I did some of that. Yeah. So that's it, the Fixmas Power Light. It does require the ornament bundles, so I do want to have a few of those on hand, which kind of necessitated turning this into Santa's workshop. Sorry. Yes. Each of these little trees generates 15 gifts per minute, which are the same as those big packages which try to clonk me in the head every opportunity they get. And so, generating large amounts of those, I can run the gifts into a smelter, which produces red ornaments or blue ornaments accordingly, mixing those with iron or copper in a foundry, takes them and turns them into gold and silver, and then gold and silver are combined to make the ornament bundles. So my intention is to leave this running until I have a nice supply of those, because as I say, they are required now if I go to make a connection between one thing and another. And you can see they've got the lovely little lights on the string, which I think is adorable. Unfortunately, during that process, it did... I was trying to do it all very quickly, because I wasn't eager to just sit around. Didn't want to do much else, because I don't want to do things without you here. So I was overclocking a bunch of stuff and popped my fuses. So I had to undo that. You can see now, every once in a while, we break that 300 megawatt threshold and we get a little bit of biomass burner usage. So they are occasionally kicking in. But when I had all of this stuff overclocked to mass produce everything, these did kick in and then not even have enough. So it just goes to show overclocking can be hungry power-wise. So, one thing we did do last time, we picked up a hard drive from that crashed drop pod, you may recall. So now I will mention what those are for. In the research lab, we can go under hard drive and we can now scan that. One moment. Excuse me. Power went out here recently. I had to crawl under the desk, so I got a little bit of dust. Excuse me. When these finish, they take 10 minutes. They will give us a choice of 3 recipes. Improvements, sometimes, to our existing manufacturing recipes. Other times they're not. Essentially, my feeling is if it takes a process and makes it more complicated, like requiring you to add water to a stream to make ingots, I mean, that's counterproductive to me. More sneezes. Excuse me. And these won't get edited out because, man, I just did part 5 and it took 18 hours to upload that because it was almost 87 gig. So we're back to 1080p. If folks want to see these in 4K on a regular basis, say something. Otherwise, I'm going to reduce it a little bit. Because it is pretty in 4K, but that's just a ridiculous file size. And I'll be running into my monthly internet provider cap. So, I did set up a automation of creating rotors just because that was irritating. I did bring you may recall, we took half of the coal from our supply that we got on the other side of the impossible Gulf, brought half of it up to the pond where we have coal-powered generators giving us predominantly our electricity. The other half of it off the splitter is brought here. So I bring that back and join it up with the third mine, which I had not previously tapped. And now they are being put into these containers before going into the foundry and being forged into steel ingots. I did have to unlock the milestone for steel production in order to get the foundry. So I did do that while you weren't here. But I still have vehicular transport to do before we finish Tier 3. In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and grab some rods, and we'll do that right now. Send that on its way. Yeah, I was just sitting here, starting to record, and then everything went dead. Power dead from the street, so... But I had to go and check on some things. UPS didn't fire off for some reason and things like that. So, let's get this one done. And shaboom! No little fist icon this time.
Reached.
I know I saw it.
Transportation, as well as the construction of outposts, is now encouraged. Vehicle stations have built-in functionality to refuel and restock or collect parts.
Sorry about the sniffling. Honestly, I don't have a cold. I just sucked up a bunch of fuzz. Degraded cat hair, probably. So yeah. Oh, that's stupid looking. There was an assembler sitting here during part of this process, and now the pole is on nothing. Yeah, so as soon as I have a good supply of those building materials for making the Christmas lights, I'll wipe all this out. But I'm also probably getting to the point where I'm going to raise this whole area. Raise, R-A-Z-E, and R-A-I-S-E, because these protrusions are irritating to me. In the beginning, they were useful because I could kind of get an overview, but I have the ability to build my lookout tower. Too bad you can't climb up in the space elevator. That would be quite a view, wouldn't it? Maybe we'll build our own accessible space elevator at some point. Let's see. The only other thing I did, other than just kind of trekking around, picking up a few power slugs here and there, I did find a Caterium deposit in that direction. Not too far off. It's over by the shore, near the waterfalls. But I didn't run power to it, don't have a mine up there. I just manually extracted some Caterium so that I could complete the research necessary. I might keep the trees. But yeah, the Caterium, I had 48 and I couldn't find any more local deposits, so I had to go and find a real deposit. And then I made enough ingots to research that, but now I need to make 100 quick wire in order to continue to unlock, which I think the next step here is the power poles that have 7 connectors on it. So I kind of want to do that. And I might as well, since I have a few minutes to spare while we wait for... Actually, no. Pod is back. Oh. Oh, okay. I just missed it with my eyes. That was stupid. It's a minute before the pod comes back. 3 minutes before I can research the other hard drive, because I found a second one. What to do, what to do? Well, I also put in a ramp over here, just because there was no other useful way of getting up this cliffside with all my stuff in the way. Now, since I'm mentioning hard drives, I think there's a power slug right there. I haven't kind of gone in this direction. It's all been out on the plain. Make sure we don't have any surprises. Pick that up, sure. Always good to get those. But we do have another drop pod that is failed. And I'm going to go ahead and give myself the usual position from which to stand to whack these little doovers. Oh, I'm too high up. But I want to hit you with a stick. Okay, well, in a minute, I'll get to you. Here, let's do this. Just plop that down next to your head. There, now we should be a little bit more accessible. Look. Why are you making this so difficult? Why are you running? Why are you running? Toro! Oh. There we go. Stupid. Alright. So, we have got... a little extra wire that I can pick up. Wire is kind of like not the thing I need the most. Ooh. Motors. That could plates, which I've been kind of going through. More motors. Oh, that's good stuff. All right, this particular drop pod, if I remember correctly, yes, needs 40 megawatts. It says battery, but you don't actually have to build a battery. What you need is some local power. Now, I could go to the trouble of bringing power all the way out here, but I don't really want to bother with all that, so we're just going to temporarily hook these up to a couple of biomass burners, get your power to the pod, and voila! Another hard drive. Thank you. And now we'll just simply... You'll notice that because we are isolated from the other system, we have only our local readings here, which makes sense. Alright, pop those back into the bay, and we are ready to head back. Whee! Thud. Now this is more of a... Yes, it's nice to say wee, but do actually use the ramp. It's a bit too much of a fall. Okay, so... earbuds sliding out. Oh, I was like, what was that? Jet? It was just, you just happened to land just as we got here. So, first, let's check out what we've got for recipes. Stitched iron plate. So, instead of using plates and screws, I can use plates and wire to make reinforced iron plates. Interesting. Fine concrete. This is limestone and silica. No, limestone, I don't use enough concrete to worry about it, and limestone is cheap as can be. Silica's more advanced material. Why would I want to do that just to make concrete? I don't like that one. And this is what I was talking about. Pure iron ingot, where you mix iron ore. You do get a better yield instead of 1-to-1. You're getting 4 water, 7 iron ore, and what you would normally get from 7 iron ore would be 7 ingots, but instead you get 13. So it's more efficient, but I'd say this is a better priority, based on my opinion. We'll start the next one as long as we're sitting there. And now we can go and check out the next. We finished with Tier 3. I did advance steel so I could get Mark II miner. I did just unlock the motor, but I haven't done anything with it yet. And I haven't actually deployed any Mark II miners because there's no point until we upgrade logistics. When we get conveyor belt Mark III, 270 resources per minute. Now you've got a little room on the top end to push more stuff. So this is what I want to do next. And as you can see, I have already manually, I haven't built factories for this yet, I have manually created the beams and pipes necessary for this one. So let's get this one in the can. Yeehaw!
Milestone reached. Logistics can be improved with a larger storage container and enhanced conveyor belt efficiency.
Yes. That's the other thing. The containers that we've had up to this point have all been this squat variety. And now we will have one that's double the height, double the slots. It's just more efficient. But it does require that we have some steel pipes and beams, I think. Yeah, so that's 20 of each to build one of those. So we've got some of those steel ingots here. Let's go ahead and just slap out a few of those. obviously, things are getting a little convoluted, and I need to have a better layout that's more organized to move parts around, to assemble all the various more complicated things. I have a couple ideas for how I might go about doing it. Let's see. Let's give ourselves 100. And same thing with the steel pipes. So that would give us enough for 5 of these new containers. Actually, though, I'm forgetting something. Which is what is required for the Mark III conveyor belts. Because if we're going to solve our power problems by increasing the number of coal generators up by the pond, we're going to want to run new conveyor up there to get more coal up there. And yes, it does require steel beams. So let me go back over to the foundry back here and grab, oh wow, this is doing a great job plucking these out. Yeah. Make a bunch of beams because we're going to want those for Mark III conveyors. And at the same time, while I'm up there, start at the coal mine, I'm going to upgrade that mine to a Mark II miner. So that should, if I remember correctly, double the output. Then more than doubling the capacity of the conveyor system will result in a net double of what's going north to the pond for power generation. So I'll be able to build an additional 4. Give me an additional 300 megawatts. So that'll put me on easy street for a bit. Oh, that's the sound of the pod returning. Let's see. So I need to make sure I've got enough stuff with me for handling that. Building 4 coal generators. Need some copper sheets so I could do the pipe work. this hog protein. And power shard to the stack. That alone frees up those slots. Put away that. Leave the other hard drive here because I'm not going to do that while I'm out and about. Extra ink rotors. I think I do for the, let's see, for power coal generators. Yeah, I need a bunch of rotors. So let's start by taking the excess Christmas stuff here. Stow that away. We'll just top off all the things that we usually need. I've got this running here. It's kind of just out here, but it is making cable for me, so that's nice. We'll top off the concrete. I double stacked this just so that it would be able to keep producing. 1,000 of that should be fine. Do we have any more milestones that we can complete? Expanded power. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't mind doing that. That allows us to put a battery online so that if something happens to the power, like your fuse pops, you immediately begin drawing from your bank of batteries. And of course, power towers are super useful when you start connecting remote locations, like we will do at some point in the near future with the Caterium deposit. So yeah, let's get this one going. In fact, I think I planned for that. That's why I've got all those modular frames.
Milestone reached. Pioneers can now store excess power for later use and span power lines across vast distances. Stored power is automatically distributed in cases of low power output. You've got the power.
Okay. We do want some more modular frames, just because they are required for the fluid buffers, and we're going to build 2 more of those. So that should take care of that. So, top off my sheeting. Oh, looks like we've finished that hard drive. Let's see, fused quick wire. Take. See, that's another thing I don't really need. Quick wire is a simple manufacturing path. You know, you just ore to ingots to quick wire, done. Yes, this does definitely make it more efficient by throwing in copper, but copper's got a lot of things that come out of it. Quick wire doesn't. So, yeah, it's not bad. This one's probably good when you have higher tech level, but I don't have crystal oscillators yet because I don't have a quartz source. So I'll take this one. All right. You know, I just put these back in the box, but I might as well get another one rolling since I'm here. All right. So what else do we need? Don't really need those. Top up some wire, copper sheets. Don't need this with me at the moment. And I'll pick up some rotors. That. And this stuff still needs to come up on the pad. All in good time. Right, so that's that. 2 know if we need rods, but I'll make sure I've got stacks. Oh, I forgot to get the copper sheets. It's because they're not up on the pad. Hiding back here. Oh, no. That was stupid. I only want maybe 3. All right. And grab some rotors. Make sure I get a stack of those. And let's see. Got plenty of iron plates. I think we should be good. I may end up needing more steel beams. Oh, you know what? While I'm here, save myself the irritation of having to build another equipment area, equipment workshop, and get another miner. All right, off we go. Over open field because we can see conveyor in the distance. That tells us where we're going. As the one on my left and the one in front of me converge, that's where we're going. Yeah, Dino. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so now we've got the Mark 1 producing 120 per minute. Now, can I... Some items I can upgrade in place. Can I do that with this? Oh, I need encased industrial beams. And it uses... Okay, I didn't think about that. I did not think about that, but that's okay. We can make a craft bench here. And I have beams. And I have concrete, so I can, let's see, I needed just 10. And when that's what I thought it would let me just do that with the portable miners. It requires 2. There's 1 already in the existing one, so I thought it would let me upgrade in place, but I guess not. Well, let's just go on with putting together a handful of these. And now I should be able to dismantle this. Dismantle that. Mark 2, we are good. New power with the Christmas lights. And now we're up to 240 per minute. And of course, we want to hotkey the new components. That will, those will go flying in there. They kind of blur. You can come with me. Let's... I can see I can upgrade this in place. Just need to make sure that at each point where an upgrade is needed, see, it won't do anything here as soon as I mouse over a section that needs upgrades. And you can kind of tell because the Mark IIIs have a rail across the top. It's easy to see which ones need it. Don't have to do anything with the splitter. Doesn't have a capacity per se. It's just a direct reflection of what's connected to it. You can divide it up into whatever number of paths. See, we are cooking through our supply of beams pretty quickly. I might have to go back and make another set. Yeah, what are you gonna do? I'm up here. And it starts carrying me away from him even faster. So long, sucker! Upgrade. Yeah, we're getting close, but I think I am going to have to run back and do some more. Because I don't have enough to upgrade the next set. No problem. No problem at all. So next time you come back, expect to... Dino, what have I told you about staying out of the facility? I'm gonna start whacking you. I mean it. Go on, get out of here. Get lost. He's a tough old bird. He'll be fine. Alrighty. Steel. Yeah, let's grab everything we can hold for the moment. Work our way through this mess. Yeah. What do we got going next? Well, both of these require more stuff than I want to spend right now, so I'll just tell you, hypertubes are awesome. They don't cost a lot to build, and they're quick, efficient travel between remote points once you get them set up. And it's kind of relaxing to fly through the sky. It's kind of like the tubes in Futurama. Hop in the end, and it rockets you over the landscape through the tube. You can also clip through walls. And the blueprint designer is also nice because then you can actually lay out a few components and start to, if you say you want to build a huge array of smelters, you put 4 smelters side by side with the necessary power and splitters and conveyors, and then you just lay down a chunk of 4 at a time. So that's when I talk about I'm going to raise the entire area here. I'll probably get that before I do that, but that's not too far away. So let's just make our steel beams so that we can finish our conveyor upgrades. And right now, my priority is the conveyor upgrades to the power, because I need to get more coal up there. To be able to generate more power. I'm going to have to look at the water situation as well. I don't know if I just want to overclock those water extractors to give me more yield, or what. My. As I'm sitting here cranking out these beams, my lovely lady has brought me some delicious looking food. So sorry that you cannot participate. Oh, that's so good. We were out yesterday evening while this previous episode was uploading for 18 hours. Did I mention that? I think I may have mentioned the first time when I was recording, before the power outage destroyed everything. Yeah, I recorded part 5 in 4K. The file size was nearly 87 gig, which is just ridiculous. So, we're back to 1080p for this and subsequent episodes, unless someone expresses a strong desire to see it in 4K. Because it's gonna take a lot longer, and it's gonna start running into my ISP's data cap. Oh, that's so good. Oh, fantastic. I am a very lucky man. Oh, so good. So good. Yeah, I'm not going to do like they do on Instagram, taking pictures of my food and sharing it. Instead, I'll just chew it and make you listen. Sorry about that. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. So now we've got adequate supplies. Let's go back out there and finish the job. Oh, passed a little close to a uranium deposit, apparently. Okay, so this section has the rails on it. This section does not. Off we go. All right. Of course, this section we're going to be replacing because we're moving things around up here. So that's pretty good. You know, I'm sorry to do this, but this is... it bothers me. Oh, yeah. We've harvested you. You were very nice, but you've got to go. Now, I could actually expand in both directions. No reason why I couldn't do that. What do we got? Now remember, the, oops. So consumption is 45 cubic meters per minute. Currently only enough to clearly do 2. But if I overclock you, current power cost is 20 megawatts, but we're going to be making quite a bit. And 180. That's enough to do 4, isn't it? Because they're 45 apiece. 45, 90, 135, 180. So yeah, I can actually just overclock the two of these with one shard apiece, knock them up to 150, it does chew up 14.2 extra megawatts. But that saves me from having to build the infrastructure for all the additional components, because now we're going to have a total of 360 in yield. That's enough to do 8. Let's lay out our foundations. And I think I'll plan on putting an additional 2 on each end. Make sense? Hole. Yeah, I think that one was just weird, the way it got laid out, because it's doing that same slight offset thing again. One more here. I don't know. How many people would care about the difference of those two lines? The kind of person who plays this game, that's who. Get out of here. Alright. Now, the truth is, we don't have to upgrade all these conveyors. The individual ones don't matter. We can actually use, since things are at a premium, just as a reminder, oh, I didn't get the upgraded power poles yet. Stink. Okay, no problem. Let's see. Put one of you here. It's going to annoy me. But it is what it is. I really want those advanced poles. Yeah, you need a better way to get through there, other than smacking your face on poles and things. So yeah, each of these, they're only taking in, I should look at one that's running and be 15 per minute. So the slowest possible conductors are just fine. Conveyors, rather, and elevators. So if I just do a Mark 1 for these, point it out, one pointed out, splitter on each, input from the left. Now, on the up top conveyors, it's going to be aggregate. So 15 per minute is all that's needed to go from here to here. This section has to serve both of those two, so it's got to be at least 30. Mark 1 can do 30. Now, we exceed. So it's 15, 30, 45. Mark 1 is fine for that one and that one. After that, they have to be upgraded to at least a Mark 2. because it's more than 60 that's passing through there. As it happens, I built these with Mark IIs, so we're good. Let's pop up to the next toolbar, drop down our lovely, that part's centered fine. Now we want to align it with you. That's good. Same here. Good. Pipeline. Now that reminds me, what does... What is the pipeline limit? 300 cubic meters. We're doing 360, but we're starting from the middle and flowing outward. So that should still be fine. Because essentially, with these two sitting one apart like that, any one of them is not going to need to feed more than 5, which is a maximum of, what, 225? So that should be fine. Okay, you get there, connected there, and they start producing power. Huzzah! Let's just take a look-see at the power pole. Yep, capacity's up to 520. All right. Look at this. That's so good. Ugh, don't do that. Another nice thing about the blueprint designer is you can just... Oh, don't start, Casey. I'll give you some of the steak. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to tell people what it was. Well, now you know. And he wants some, which is fine. So, stop. You have to wait. Control, Casey. That's what separates you from the lower animal orders. You must learn control. Okay. Got to. Now that we are on this end, I'll just go ahead and use Mark IIIs. Fine. But, I mean, that's an important thing to know. Keep in mind what is required by the different pieces you're slapping together. When you have enormous amounts of materials, it's less critical because you're like, well, who cares? I've got tons of these. But right now I'm manually making steel beams, so I want to make sure that I have enough to finish the job I'm working on. Okay. There we go. Ugh. Are you serious? I hate when I do that. Stop. Stop. I told you I'll give you some, but you have to wait. good. Pipelines. Why does it do that? I want to ask the developers that. Why, when it's very clear where it needs to go, with just a smidgen too much mouse, and it's coming out here, when the obvious thing is to go there? It's just stupid. Alright. So we are bringing in our water. Okay. All looking good. And we just need to connect. Wrong toolbar. Connect our Christmas lights. There. And there. And now our capacity for power is 670 megawatts. We got room to grow all of a sudden. Looking good. Now, yes, I could have simply built more water extractors and not overclocked, but this was simpler. And the cost isn't too bad. It's only a 50% overclock. This is going to run beautifully now. And so, yeah, I think we'll go ahead and call it apart because Casey is eyeing me with severe ferocity, saying, I want some of that. So until next time, this has been Mid-Nite at the Drive-Thru. Once again, thank you for stopping by. Hope you had a bit of fun. I always do. And until next time, drive through. Bye-bye.